I wish I had like a kazoo.
What are you yelling about in here?
Sorry. I was just gonna go ahead and do thumbnails while it was in the intro period, just get them out of the way. And I was like, it's a New Year's Eve video. I wish I had like a little kazoo or a little like thingy, so it was like celebration, but I don't have one.
Yes, you do.
I have a. I didn't know I had those. I forgot. You're brilliant. Hello and welcome to my channel, and most importantly, Happy New Year, you guys. It is New Year's Eve and my husband found all of these things in a box in the closet, and well, then then this happened. So, hello, Happy New Year's. But I'm gonna turn these off because they're just gonna distract me the whole time. I'm not gonna wear this the whole time, I promise. I just really thought I'd put those to good use for the thumbnail and for the intro. Because why not? I'm actually wearing earrings. I think this might be the first time I'm wearing earrings on my channel. But I thought I would dress it up for you guys a little bit, as it is the last day of the year and festivities and all the things. My husband really wanted me to wear this tiara, but it kind of hurts my head, so not gonna do that. Anyway, so you guys, it is New Year's Eve and tomorrow is 2021. Like it's a new year. It's a fresh page, and I don't know, do New Year's ever like just seem strange to you guys? Like they kind of feel strange to me a little bit, because it's like you look forward to like a new year like most of the year, and then it gets there and it's like so exciting, but it's also like you wake up on New Year's Day and you're like, it's Friday. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But no, I mean, New Year's, new days, new chapters, they're all very good and important. But as we're getting ready to just jump into 2021, and I know pretty much everyone is more excited about 2021 than I think we've been excited about any year in a long time because of the way that 2020 was. So I usually do a top 3 video like once a month, and for December I realized I wanted to do my top 3 on looking back at 2020. So we all know that 2020 was a hard year. It was a rough year for pretty much everyone, but in different ways for different people and for different cities. And you don't have to tell anyone how hard the year was. Everyone knows. So not only here on my channel, but also and mostly personally, in my personal life, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't leaving this year in a place of good riddance or with a bad attitude or anything like that. Gratitude is so important to me. And if anything, I wanted to leave the year in a place of gratitude. Yes, still looking forward to 2021 with expectation, just like I would any new year. But also, hardships and troubles don't end because a new year has rolled around. And so I also want to keep that reality in mind, but also looking forward with expectation and with hope, and looking back with gratitude. And yes, there are some things that I am glad are done and gone and in the past, no matter what year it is, but especially with the way that 2020 has been. I want to make sure that I am not letting the hard things and the really sucky things that happened to me personally and in our nation or in the lives of people I know or globally to stifle or negate or make me forget the beautiful and wonderful things that happened in 2020 as well. This year was a roller coaster for sure, and it can be easy to stay focused on the hardships that come our way and miss or completely forget the blessings that we've received in the midst of hardship. And because of that, I wanted to make a top 3 that looked back on 2020, that recognized the blessings and the beautiful things of the year, at least in my life personally. But as I started to look back on the year, I realized I'm pretty sure I have a lot more than 3. So I think I'm going to put this video in the top 3 category on my channel, but there very well may be more than 3 things. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I never want to keep gratitude too short, you know? So anyway, that's what we're doing today, and I feel like half this video is just going to be my intro. But as I started to look back on the year in preparation for this video, the first thing that came to mind that I was just like, I'm over the moon grateful and excited for is that both my sister and my husband's sister-in-law had baby boys at the beginning of 2020 within like 2 or 3 weeks from each other. That was just such a fun, beautiful thing. And that was before all the crazy stuff started happening in the year. But what a way to kick off the year. It was so special that we both have nephews on each of our sides of the family. And they're like pretty much the same age. And to see the joy that that's brought my sister and her husband and AJ's brother and his wife, and just the joy that that's brought just our families in general, just having those little baby boys in our families is just such a special thing. Those little baby boys have been such a silver lining in this whole year. And then in addition to that, I've had multiple friends who have had babies this year or who have gotten pregnant and are due, in 2021. But new life is always beautiful and something to be grateful for. And watching a little one reach milestones and, the tiniest things from like recognizing their hands for the first time to taking first steps and like watching them laugh for the first time and all of these things, like just how special that is. So I could probably talk about our nephews forever, but there's that. I said this in our Thanksgiving video, but I mean, even though this year made it really difficult for a lot of people in terms of jobs, and my husband got out of school and he went to school for sound engineering, and he got out of school and there were no sound engineering jobs, and it made it hard for me to get a job because everything got shut down, which is really stressful in the moment. But the beautiful thing was I got to spend a lot of time with my husband. And my husband has a medical background, and he got to go to New York City at the start of all of this stuff. And he got to lend his time and his medical background to a COVID field hospital for 5 weeks. And while that was hard for me to be without him for that long, with everything the way that it was, I was so proud of him that he would do that and that he would jump headfirst in to go help people who were getting sick with something they didn't understand, and to just go take care of them the best that he could. And some of the patients that he helped and that he took care of stay in touch with him. That's just a beautiful thing. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so proud of my husband for being someone who's so willing to jump in and say, here are the tools and the skills that I have. How can I help? He's like that in every area of his life. But to see that in the midst of the beginning of all the craziness of this year was a beautiful thing. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of him for that. Once he came home from that, he had just finished school. Then he went there for a month and a half, or for 5 weeks. And then it was going to be a few more months until he went back to school for a different sound engineering program, which he's currently in. And so in those months, he worked a little odd jobs. I started YouTube, but we had so much more concentrated quality time together that, if both of us had full-time jobs, we wouldn't have gotten all that time together. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, which is exciting and wonderful. So being in that first 2 years of marriage and getting that really concentrated quality time together was so beautiful and really beneficial for our marriage. And I'm just so thankful for that. Speaking of being at home all the time, we just have a little 2-bedroom condo, so nothing big, but it was really important to us when we moved into our condo in 2019 that we have 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms because we weren't near any immediate family and we wanted people to be able to come visit and have a place to stay. So thankfully, we had this beautiful, quaint little 2-bedroom condo. But in this year, we've been able to have multiple people stay with us who needed somewhere to stay. We've just been so grateful that we have something to give people and to offer people, even if it's just a room and a bathroom, and our house is your house. You know, come stay with us, enjoy. We love that we were able to bless people with our home. And then because of everything being the way it was, AJ's immediate family decided they were going to do a family FaceTime once a week. You know, his parents and his siblings and us, and we were all going to get on and chat for 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a little longer sometimes, and just touch base, tell how our week went, hard things, funny things, watching his little nephew grow up. And that was a lot of communication with each other that if our schedules had been normal, probably would not have happened. So that was a really special, like, little bonus for this year, I guess you could say. One of the main things we had been looking forward to in 2020 was AJ's Grammy's 80th birthday. That was supposed to be kind of in the middle of the year. And it was supposed to be that whole side of the family getting together, celebrating at Disney World, because that's like her favorite place and his whole family loves Disney. And obviously things happened. That got canceled. And after months of up in the air, we don't know if we're going to be able to do this year, it ended up working out. In the beginning of December, we were able to go. You know, we all did the precautions and took measures that we needed to ahead of the trip, you know, to make sure that we were fine. But we were able to actually all get together and celebrate her birthday at Disney World. And it was a blast. And I got to finally meet some family members of his that I hadn't had a chance to meet yet. And so that was really special. Celebrating her was really special. Just being around his whole, you know, that whole side of the family was a blast, and just couldn't have imagined a better end to the year. And then in the midst of all the craziness of 2020, one of my best friends, since I was like 13 or 14, we've been besties, and she got married this year. And I got to be there. And I got to be a part of it, you know, and it wasn't what she had planned. It wasn't the wedding she had always hoped for. They'd already done so much planning before all the shutdowns started and everything. And so they had to change so many of their plans. So it was a very tiny wedding, very small gathering of people. And it was like in her parents' backyard, but it was beautiful. And it was special. And I was just so grateful that I didn't have to miss my best friend's wedding day. That was just so overwhelming in the best way. And just to get to cheer her on and celebrate her and her new husband and just their new life together. And just, like, it makes me speechless thinking about her wedding day. If you know how special she is, if you know what a wonderful, beautiful human being she is, the fact that her wedding looked totally different than she wanted it to be, but that it still became such a beautiful, special thing, and in her own backyard where she grew up, like, oh my gosh. And just the fact that it changed, but it didn't get canceled, you know, and the people really, really close to them were able to be there. I'm at a loss for words for how beautiful that was. Also, okay, I'm gonna try to wrap it up, I promise. I'm serious, you guys. The more I think about this year, I think about really hard things, but I think about really beautiful things that were there either just in the midst of the hard or were birthed out of the hard things. And I don't ever want to forget that. So I keep trying to, like, in my head, I keep trying to, like, wind this video down. But I just keep thinking of more and more things that were so special and so beautiful. And so, you know, even like the gift of, you know, as hard as it was to be, and for some people, this is no big deal. For me, it was huge. But having my husband be away for 5 weeks and me be alone by myself for 5 weeks. And I had a root canal during that time, which was not fun. But as scary as that was at moments, it was also one of the most impactful seasons of growth for me personally. And I realized, first of all, even though I'm by myself, I'm not alone. The Lord is with me, even if I'm physically alone. And not only that, but I have family and I have friends who are constantly calling me and checking on me and making sure that I'm okay and making sure I'm not lonely. Or if I needed to call and just cry on the phone, they were there because I was in pain or I was lonely. And I was actually really surprised at how okay I was. And I realized I could do this. But I had people around me too. And I really saw the community that's around me really be there for me. And that was so beautiful. And I also got to be there for other people. And sometimes that was in person. Sometimes that was, obviously distant and just over the phone. But even though it was a harder time, it was a beautiful time of growth. And I think a lot of us faced a lot of fears this year. I know I personally did. And to me, that's a win because this year has brought out so many, little hidden fears that I didn't know were there, or insecurities or worries or whatever, that I kind of had to face head on and deal with. And I had to decide, was I going to deal with them in a right way or in a wrong way? Was I going to face fear with more fear or with whatever, anger or whatever it may be? Or was I going to face that head on with courage or forgiveness or gratitude? So there were so many moments and things that happened, all those circumstances that I told you about already. And oh yeah, I started YouTube this year. And so did my sister-in-law, which I've mentioned her in the family favorites video, but Hey Sav is here on YouTube and Instagram and probably all the places. And she does music reactions. She started a YouTube channel this year and it is blowing up, you guys. Blowing up, through the roof. It's amazing and it's beautiful. But I started YouTube as well, and my husband encouraged me to start YouTube as a way to just have a creative outlet and have something that was fun for me, because I like makeup and I like talking about makeup and I like teaching people about makeup. And not that I know everything, but as I learn things, I like to tell other people about them and teach people. And there are also plenty of other things that I enjoy. And so he was like, you love YouTube. Why don't you just start a YouTube channel and be creative? Have fun. And so that happened in 2020, and it's been a beautiful creative outlet for me. I am not the best video editor or video creator or thumbnail creator, or, I'm not great at marketing, and my Instagram page is not the most probably appealing, or I'm not great at marketing for myself especially. So yeah, it's not really amazing by any of those standards or whatever, but I'm having fun. And I hope that it makes you guys smile and that maybe you learn a little something about makeup or something when you watch my videos. But mostly I just hope it brings a smile to your face. So yes, there were those fun, wonderful, beautiful circumstances that have happened this year. But then there's also the lessons and the things to be walked out this year. And I never imagined that not having a job would really be a benefit of anything, but I ended up being so available for other people, whether it's meeting up at a coffee shop or on the phone, mostly on the phone. But I was able to be so available for people because I literally didn't have anything to do other than YouTube. And so I had people who would call me up at all different times of the day and sometimes at night, needing someone to talk to because they were really lonely or because they were trying to walk through a situation. And because I didn't have a job, I was available to be there for them. And I look back on that and I'm so grateful because I know what it feels like to need someone to be available for me. And end of summertime, I ended up getting a part-time nanny job. And I am telling you guys, I love that family so much. The kiddos that I watch, I love them. They are precious and they're fun to be with. They're such a special wonderful family. And you guys, like, I honestly don't know if I could have gotten a better family to nanny for. Like, I just, they're amazing. And I'm thankful for my church and my community that we're a part of there, and just the people that surround us and build us up, and we get to build them up. We celebrate together and we cry together and we encourage each other, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, so I have to wrap this up because my husband and I actually have to go in a few minutes, but that probably felt really scattered. I hope it didn't, but it probably did. The whole point of this video, I mean, I said it already, but there has been a lot of hardship this year. There's no denying it. But if I miss or choose not to pay attention to the beautiful things and the good things that have happened in this year, I'm worse off for it. And I think all of us are, because obviously hardship is hard, but there's always beauty that comes out of it. And I think sometimes we just have to choose to look for it, and we have to choose to focus on that. And so I'm grateful and thankful, but still looking forward to 2021, because new year, new day, new chapter, all the things, and just, it's going to be a good one, you guys. Even if it's hard, it's still going to be good. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Also, just thank you so much. I know my channel is small. It's teeny tiny. I don't really expect it to be anything massive. Like I said, I'm doing it for fun. And I know most of you that watch my channel know me personally. There are a few of you that I've seen that follow me that I've never met you before. But I hope that if nothing else, my channel makes you smile, makes you laugh, brings a little bit of beauty and life into your day. And for all of you that watch my videos and comment or like a picture on Instagram or encourage me or any of those things, thank you so much. I'm thankful for you too this year. I never expected to start a YouTube channel, and it's been a really beautiful surprise. So thank you as well for hanging out with me on Everyday Amy May and just enjoying my little corner of the internet with me, and I'm just very grateful. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. I hope you enjoy your New Year's Eve, and I will see you guys in the new year.